Hey, what's happening, my loves? It's Kimberly. Oh, it's been a minute since I've come on, and I'm happy to be here with you guys today. So this is Share the Joy. And you know, I come to you just giving you things about health and wellness and some tips and tricks along the way. My name, as I said to those who may be new, is Kimberly, and this is from my business, Do All Things with Joy. So today we are going to be tackling Yoni Steaming, and some of you guys might be like, what is Yoni Steaming? So maybe about a year ago, I probably explained Yoni eggs and explained to you guys how that's a way of doing like Kegels, but actually having something in the vagina that actually helps. And there's a whole, to create a force in which you're squeezing onto something, okay? Now, with Yoni Steaming, it's a little bit different. So the Yoni is another way of calling vagina, the lady parts, that kind of thing. And there are many different ways in which people can steam. And that's literally what it sounds like. It's like taking a hot, cup or actually bowl of water and sitting on over that bowl. And there are people that have made boxes that they can put the steam underneath and you sit there, and it's not just water, but it actually has herbs. A lot of people use mungwort, rosemary, wormwood, and basil. Those 4 herbs all together, and they're in more like a tea form, not in the essential oil form. And I want to tell you that essential oils can be too strong for this type of steaming. And so basically understand that for those who maybe have tried it, and anybody on here who has maybe can say you can feel relaxed. A lot of times people will feel emotional, sometimes tired, but then that can help to bring about more energy, regulated periods, and we'll talk a little bit more about the things that can happen. This is practiced a lot of times in Africa and Asia and Central America. It's just kind of becoming, I don't want to say even popular here because most people have no idea what it is, but I'm giving kind of like just an understanding of the process. It's not something actually, most of the times I bring things that I've done myself. It's not something that I've actually done. Hey, Aunt Tama, so good to see you. It's not actually something that I have personally done yet. I'm kind of one of those people where it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm feeling in a way like things are good in that area for my life. And I don't have yeast infections or anything. I don't have any fibroids or issues with my menstrual cycle. And so sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm leery to do something when I feel like I'm in a good place, so to speak. But it's not something that I'm afraid of. It's just to say, hey, I don't really want to disrupt the balance of the pH that I have going on at this point in time. So, but no, it's not for everyone. Just remember that it's not about essential oils, but it's actually about the actual herbs themselves. But what happens is the vaginal tissue is very absorbent. It's very thin, and it allows the actual healing properties of that plant to be absorbed into the bloodstream. And that then takes it to the womb where it can help cleanse the uterus and can also help to repair things that might be going on that are wrong. And some people say, well, Kim, what would some of those things maybe be? And it's been known to help with infertility, which is interesting, PCOS and fibroids, and it can also help with menopause symptoms. It can improve vaginal flora. So for those individuals that might be suffering with recurring yeast infections, things like that, that's something that you may want to look at. It increases circulation and regulates cycle, which I kind of talked about before as well. And we talked about helping to to help chronic yeast infections and chronic vaginosis. And then also it can help to maintain a healthy odor and can also help with dryness and pain during intercourse. So, and vaginal dryness along with menopause. So that's one of those things that can affect. So I tell people all the time, like, do your research. Make sure that if this is something that's of interest to you, that you take time to understand what it's all about. I also say make sure there are things that you can do at home. It's not like they actually sell satchels with the actual herbs that I was telling you about, the 4 herbs that are mainly used in that process. And so you don't have to go out and source those yourself all the time, but make sure they're organic, find out the company, and you can take care of doing that on your own if you want to. A lot of people will also go to certain spas right now that are offering this service. And then there are also individuals out there that do that. However, I would say if it were me, I would probably be using my own pot. I'm one of those individuals where I'm just like, I'm not quite sure where everything has been. And so for that type of sensitive area, I want to know. So it would be something that I would be doing for myself. So that's just a little word to the wise, and making sure you know what's what and what's for you. And I've seen like there are all different kinds of things out there on Amazon and different places that you can buy if this is something that's of interest to you. And then people say, well, Kimberly, how often should I do this? Well, there's lots of out there. Some people say that you can do it as often as you'd like. Others say that that can disrupt the the vaginal flora. They say that if you are in a person who has their menses every month, they say usually 3 to 4 times a year. So that's looking at about every 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months. Or they said, sometimes people like to do this once a month, that kind of thing. So it really is something that you would have to see and experiment with and find out what works for you. So I wonder if anyone in the comment section would be brave enough to say, hey, I've tried it, I like it, I don't. Because like I said, it's not something that I have done, but I had someone ask me if they could use essential oils in the steam. And when I found out, no, because essential oils are highly, 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 highly concentrated. I try to tell people like 1 drop of peppermint oil in 8 ounces of water is like drinking 26 cups of peppermint tea. And we just said that the vaginal area of our bodies is very, very thin, that skin, and it absorbs too quickly. And so you would never want to burn yourself with a particular oil like basil or rosemary or worm's wort or mungwort, excuse me. So just being sure that we're, not taking on too much in that particular area with it being too strong. So that's the frequency. That's kind of what it's all about. Like I said, I would love if somebody has had it and they're like, it's 2 thumbs up, to let us know. It's one of those things that I would love to just kind of get someone's full take on. And like I said, at this point, I'm kind of like, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. So probably won't be something that I'll be experimenting with myself right now. But I hope that this was helpful. I hope that for those individuals who have never heard of it, you're like, okay, she enlightened me and she shared the joy on something. For those that have heard of it and just didn't know too much information, I hope that this was helpful for you so that you were able to come in and be like, all right, now this may be something I look into or not. And so thank you. I appreciate that, that you said that it was interesting information. So yeah, so I just really want to bring things to people that they can share. So if you hit the share button and let people know about it, I think it's always cool. Like I said, I don't have firsthand experience, but I wanted to give you the research that I had on it so that maybe if you want to go down that path, you can. All right, so peace and blessings. Remember to do all things with joy and share the joy. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.